everybody, and welcome to another episode of Ramble on Movie Review. I am Vlad St. Valentine. With me is Mr. Joseph Bowen. What's going on, man?
Not much. Forgot we were recording.
Yeah, we are recording.
Yeah. I just said some really bad things.
It's all right. I'll edit them all out. Miles is back there producing today, man. What's going on? It's going. Just, hanging out, playing footsies with Joey under the table.
All three of them.
There's just another person down here.
It's like, who else there?
That's the Gimp. His name's Buster. All right, so we're talking about Leprechaun here in time for St. Patrick's Day this year. And man, it has been so long since I had seen this movie.
Same.
This was one of those movies that I saw as a child, and certain movies when you're a real little kid, horror movies that you're allowed to see because your parents know they're completely damn ridiculous, get built up into a bigger thing than they actually are in your head because it's the first time you get to watch a scary movie.
Looking at you, It.
That is our generation's overblown film. And the only redeeming quality to it is Tim Curry's performance.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. And made for TV series is what it was. So of course it's going to be dumbed down and edited out and for TV. And yet for some reason it still scared the hell out of children. I don't know why.
Yeah. No,
I thought it was funny. I've always liked clowns. So I thought Tim Curry was hilarious.
Freddy's Dead was when I got to rent. That was like the first horror movie I was allowed to rent as a child, like at my 8th birthday party with a sleepover, and we got to rent Freddy's Dead. We were going to watch a scary movie, and I thought this was what scary movies were. It was ridiculous and over the top. But
Jason Goes to Hell was one of ones, same time, I think.
I skipped over that one. I was more into Freddy Krueger than I was into, because I had seen clips from Dream Warriors as a child, and it kind of screwed me up.
Rightfully so, because that's when we had like the marionette, right? Of the
marionette.
That one was so cool. I even now I still love that scene.
Well, I had this little like black and white TV in my room growing up, like one of those, like it's got the UHF and the VHF, a little terrible rabbit ear one that got no channels on it. But the only thing that mattered that came in is at 10 o'clock if you could get I Love Lucy on channel 33.
Okay.
And so the little TV, as long as I can get that in, you're good. But we tuned it in, and I don't know why I was just clicking through, and it was like a late night movie on a Saturday, and it was Dream Warriors was on channel 21 or something like that. And I got, I was just transfixed by the worm eating the girl.
Yeah.
The TV scene and the marionettes.
That was all that same movie, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I kept thinking that was across different ones. No, that was all one movie.
The kids at the kids' home. No, he's outside.
Did he get inside again?
No, he's just yelling.
Cats are shiesty.
They are tenacious, that's for sure. But Leprechaun was one of those I got to see like in elementary school, because at my rich friend's house, and that one and Season of the Witch, which was freaking awful. But this is one of those that got built up into something bigger because it was a scary movie. And actually, some of the stuff I remember from this film, I don't think I saw this film. I think I saw the second one.
It's funny. The ones I remember the most was the one in Vegas, which I think is the third one. And then Leprechaun in space. Because I remember it being in space.
I just remember the guy they get the leprechaun trapped inside of an iron safe. And then the guy wishes for the leprechaun's gold, and the leprechaun makes it appear in the guy's stomach. And when he wants it out of him, he tears through his stomach to pull it out.
Get it out of me! Get it out! So, is that your wish? Yes. I wish you to get it out of me. Very well.
I think that was in the second film, because that's what I remember.
Yeah, because I don't remember that.
But I do remember my friend telling me all about this movie, because I remember the playing pogo on his lungs. He used to on the schoolyard. My friend would do that little rhyme, This old man, he played pogo on his lung. He's got the little pogo stick, and he's bouncing on the guy's chest to kill him.
Oh no! This old left, he played one. He played pogo on his life. Teach you to steal me gold.
So this movie was originally written as a straight horror film. And apparently Warwick Davies kind of insisted that they add some comedy and levity into the character, which honestly might be a redeeming quality because it takes this from being something that would have been not scary and just kind of ridiculous and one of those, oh God, they tried so hard. It's really bad, but not in a fun way.
Yeah, like that, was it the Pinocchio horror movie they did?
Yeah.
Like one of those, yeah.
The Rumpelstiltskin one.
Yeah, that too.
But this definitely took it to him trying to be funny and failing, but it being that just groan-inducing comedy.
Consistently as well. Like he kept doing the whole way through. So it's like that's just his character.
It made it something that actually I think spawned the legacy of series because it's not a great movie. I mean,
it definitely didn't deserve sequels. I'll say that much.
You got a third way through it, and you look miserable.
I was not happy with this one. Which is sad because you figured I would like it. And I remember thinking I liked it. But again, I was thinking a different one.
No, they opened with the Leprechaun with battling some Irish guy. And I'm like, why open with the Leprechaun? Because that dispels a little bit of stuff. We should have seen him later on. They should have waited a little bit longer.
Yeah, because when it comes to especially to have a monster of some sort, you usually want to do a slow build up to it.
Yeah, they kept him in shadow, but still it wasn't enough. I was like, you shouldn't have opened with the Leprechaun. And then we get the guy
who dialogue of any sort with it.
Yeah, we get the guy who ships the urn back full of gold, and he's like telling his wife, he's like, no, it's not me mother's ashes, it's gold. And he's like, got the bag of gold. She's like, oh, with your nonsense. And it's like, he's got the bag of gold in his hands. Like, what are you not believing here?
Yeah, that annoyed me. I'm still irked by the whole urn thing because he wouldn't have known the gold was in the urn until he saw what was in it, and he didn't do that until he broke it.
No, he knew it was there. He shipped it back.
He put it in the urn.
Yes, he went to Ireland for his mother's funeral, and while there,
found the gold and put it in the urn.
Found the leprechaun, captured the leprechaun, and got his gold. And to ship it back, he put it in an urn and shipped it back so no one knew what it was.
So he put it. Okay, I was thinking he found the urn that had the gold in it. And I was like, well, that doesn't make any sense.
He captured the leprechaun.
I got this random urn. I promise you it's not my mother. And smash. Like, we're rich.
No. He knew it was in it.
Okay.
But the leprechaun, of course, shows up, kills his wife, or scares her down a flight of stairs.
Yeah, scared her down a flight of stairs. Yeah, because the death scenes were not.
There was only 4 deaths in this whole movie.
I was about to ask how many because there wasn't that many.
No, it was super slim. It's still Warwick Davies. It's still Willow. I mean, come on. Willow Offgood isn't going to go on a murder spree no matter how much you pay him.
Even Wicked didn't kill anything.
No. Well, I don't know. We don't know what they did with the stormtrooper bodies after they knocked them out. They are bears after all. They could have just sit there and eat them all. That could have been one of those spics.
I mean, they did have. They were going to cook the others, so I mean, that does make sense.
Oh yeah, they ate those stormtroopers.
They definitely ate the stormtroopers.
It's right, that cutesy little scene where they're all like playing drums in the stormtrooper helmets. Yeah, they were hauled out skulls inside there. So y'all remember that while you're watching your little kiddie movie.
Their DNA changes.
Yup. The skull falls out.
Just kick it to the side. Don't look at that. This movie's PG, not PG-13.
What they didn't see is when you pan over, another part of the band is the xylophones made out of the ribs.
Now it's turned into an episode of Animaniacs.
Yeah. I will say, though, him using the little child's voice to lure people early on, the creepy little kid's voice, like when he first pops out of the suitcase and scares the wife, and I think he does it again. That was genuinely creepy.
Yeah. Some of the voice stuff, where he's imitating someone else's voice was, because they actually showed.
But I think that's how you should have been introduced to him. You shouldn't have seen him until that scene, and then what's this kid's voice? What the hell's going on here?
Yeah, that would make more sense.
And then he pops out, and then
instead of you've already seen him previously, because I mean, I think it shows him initially at first in his little cave.
Shows him in his cave first, and then we go back to America with the guy who brought the gold over, and he attacks them in their house. And
so you see him a lot already. You already knew that he makes these rhymes. You've already seen him in his cave, so it's not a big deal. So
it's like Puppet Master. We talked about how he kind of dispels all the tension early on by just like, all right, this is a horror comedy.
Yeah.
And honestly, the effects, he looks like the gremlins or the ogres or where they were in Ernest Scared Stupid. But guy traps a leprechaun after he kills his wife inside of a crate and puts a 4-leaf clover on top of it, which apparently is the weakness. He can't get out of the crate with the 4-leaf clover on it. Goes to pour some gasoline on there, but has a stroke or heart attack while trying to light the gasoline on fire. And I guess the leprechaun's just trapped in the crate with the 4-leaf clover on it.
That didn't make sense to me. And also,
a gust of wind would have taken that thing off in like a day.
Yeah, a gust of wind, or you know what? It sat there for 10 years. They said 10 years, right? In that house?
Yeah, because we cut to the
future. It would have fallen off at some point. And then also, it was just kind of like shriveled up. And what happens after what? It eventually is going to disappear. It's going to go away.
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly.
And also, all it had to do was just touch the ground. It didn't, like, same distance. It just went from here with the leprechaun here to being here with the leprechaun still there. So it didn't really move that much.
He was just keeping the lid on, but I guess he could have kicked out the side. So we've seen he rips the door off.
Apparently, it being on the ground means he can just bust through the box.
It doesn't matter. The rules are the rules, and they're stupid, but they are what they are.
It's Warwick Davis. He can do what he wants.
We cut to the future, like 10 years later, and this guy's bought the house because it was cheap. Because I guess because the woman died and a guy had a stroke, so they bought the old O'Reilly place, where the hell it was called. And his daughter is Jennifer Aniston, playing the most Jennifer Aniston character ever.
It's not a character. That's just her. Clearly, after seeing this, seeing her in Friends, and seeing her in other movies she's been in, she doesn't act. It's just, hey, here's some words. Just say these words.
Emirates Air commercials or whatever, where she's just like, she's freaking out because she's sitting in a regular airplane seat instead of having a private cabin with a shower in it because she's an elitist cunt. So we do skip to the future, and Jennifer Aniston is just being super elitist and bitchy about everything. And like, I'm going to go stay in a motel. This place is gross. And I need a latte. And just being super Jennifer Aniston. And it's just aggravating as shit. But
it's almost like how we talked about before with William Shatner and wearing the Star Trek uniform, just going chopping wood.
It's just
the same thing. They're just like, well, where's Jennifer Aniston? Oh, she's complaining about this old house. Film it.
Yeah. Screw it.
Done.
Yeah. She's being a bitch. We need her to be a bitch. Oh, cool.
Perfect. Yeah. Already in character.
So what's my character? Yourself, Jen.
Look at this dirty old house. Oh, I want a latte. Perfect. Keep rolling.
Why do you think that giant lip blood-wearing freak was able to steal your husband from you? We meet the other people in our story, the 3 guys who paint, which is Dime Store Kevin Bacon is the leader, followed by little kid from Angels in the Outfield, and Rookie of the Year, excuse me. And then
Angels in the Outfield was Robin.
And then Lenny from Mice and Men, played by the bratty guy from Pee-wee's Big Top Adventure, or whatever it was. Or Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Francis from Pee-wee's Big Adventure, yeah. He's playing like Simple Jack in this.
That's what I actually called him through all of this as I'm making notes, because I didn't remember his actual name. Like, all I'm looking at is my critique of Simple Jack.
Well, because all we can think of is like, who is letting this guy watch this kid? And I think I finally said, I was like, no, dude, I'm pretty sure the kid's watching him. Like,
yeah. Because the whole time I'm thinking, first of all, they're painters. Like, they're there painting the house. Why are you going to hire a child and that guy? They must have been the cheapest option.
No,
or sadly, it might be the only option in this town.
Kevin Bacon paints while his kid brother watches their mentally handicapped, friend or cousin or whatever the hell he is to him.
And they didn't really say what their relation is.
A burden to the state. Maybe they picked him up somewhere and they get a check every month. So I don't know, man. Maybe that's how the business stays around. Because it certainly
didn't look like there's a whole lot of work around there. So yeah.
Yeah. But that's why they take their time with the paint jobs and do a terrible job. Oh, we got to come back and redo it. That'll be an extra $20.
And clearly, the only thing that's open in this movie is the diner. So,
well, they at one point in time, when Jennifer Aniston, like, because she's like, I'm leaving, and they finally is like, well, you just can't handle it, and because she's a child, she reverse psychology works on her, and she's like, I'm gonna stick it out, but I think really she just wants to bone down with Dime Store Kevin Bacon. At one point in time, he's like, teach her how to paint. It's just like scribbles. It's like it's like the handicapped guy was doing a better job.
He was. Yeah.
But then again, he does do it for a living. So I guess there's that.
He should have learned something. Yeah.
But they finded the bag of gold from the old man in like his truck or something like that. His old
It was in
truck
this
on the
old
property.
truck they found on the property. Yeah.
So the kid and him, and then Simple Jack swallows one of the coins for some reason, and they take another one to like the local antique
jeweler
coin guy who whips out this giant.
He just
book
happens to have a book like, oh, I know what this coin is. Like, you're not gonna know.
Yeah. I don't think he found it, but I was thinking to myself, is he such a giant book of leprechaun coins? Let me compare this to the ye old book of leprechaun coinage or whatever.
It's like he's looking at like all this like huge cabinetry of just
He's
like old textbooks. It's all leather bound textbooks.
He's like, no, these are Spanish doubloons. No, these are Gringotts gold from Harry Potter. No, those are
the ones from Pirates of the Caribbean. No, we're not going to that universe. We're going to go to this one. I think this is the Leprechaun movie universe gold.
Well, Warwick Davies shows up pretty quickly and kills him, dispatches him, and is that when we got the pogo scene?
Yeah, because he gets him with the pogo stick, but going off my notes,
a pawn shop guy then.
Oh yeah, but going off my notes,
the local pawn shop guy with his ye old book of ye old tome of ancient Irish treasure.
Like he just happens to have the book that has the coin that in this random town.
It didn't have the coinage, to be fair. He just started looking for it.
Oh, he never actually got to find it.
Yeah, it would be, if you had a book of coinage, you would probably do the same thing. But it was just kind of funny because I thought he was going to find it and be like, oh, let me blow off this dusty tome in the back of my pawn shop.
Okay, so yeah, we did skip a couple things because at first, according to my notes, Simple Jack lets out the leprechaun and doesn't want a shoe shine.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Because he lets him out because he hears the sound from the
they do the little kid voice.
The kid voice in there, yeah. So he lets him out. Oh, and then after they let the leprechaun out, they go back down there to look for him. Like, okay, let's go see see this leprechaun you found. And they come back outside, and that's when they see, as I put it, ooh, Simple Jack double rainbow.
Okay, you're gonna have to explain that one.
They walked out and saw a rainbow outside, and he's like, "Look, a rainbow! See, I told you there's gonna be a leprechaun."
Yeah, he's trying to convince him it was a leprechaun.
That is what they did.
And then at that point in time, Jennifer Aniston started acting like she had known these guys forever and she was part of the clique. She's like, Ozzy, your stories again. Like, bitch, you have known them for all of 6 hours.
Yeah, a couple of hours at most. Like, you don't know these people, their personality. You have no idea.
Yeah,
you probably don't even know Kevin Bacon's last name.
She was ready to go hightail it out of this place and go get herself a cozy hotel room. Then she sees like dime store Kevin Bacon's muscles holding some paint cans. And she's like, I'm part of the group now. She has latched on. Dude, that guy needs to be careful because she's going to have a toothbrush in his house in a week.
Yeah. Yeah. Because we know for a fact she still doesn't like that house.
No. Nope.
That never changed.
When she comes over with like some liner for your drawers, like, oh, I just think it'd make it nicer. You're fucked.
Yep. You're done. That's it. You're done. I also put here.
Keep a few things here.
That's right. When because as he was having her paint the house, she goes over and she feels something caressing her leg, and she thinks it's Kevin Bacon.
Yeah, this is like an hour after they met.
And after the minute, she's like, "Oh, he's touching my leg."
And like she's sitting next to the truck, and she feels something touching her leg. Okay, if you just met someone and their idea of a prank is to hide under a truck and start rubbing your leg sensually,
caressing your calves,
you'd be like, "Oh, this guy's a fucking weirdo."
That's a creepy thing to do. Yeah.
Her reaction in no way should have been, ooh.
I'm pretty sure.
Even if there wasn't a leprechaun, even if it was the guy.
Even if there was no talk of leprechauns earlier or not, that's still stranger danger. Just just common sense. But no, as I put it.
It'd be like go inside and tell your dad to fire the guys who were trying to molest you on the front lawn. And
that muscly boy's been touching me outside, Dad. Yeah. Come on. But yeah, as I put it, leprechaun caress her leg, ... She thinks it's a cute boy, you dumb bitch.
How hard up are you that you're gonna let the inbred farmhand you just met grab your ankle and like maybe give you an upskirt shot? Like,
yeah, like what the hell? Also, it's like she was like this close to him painting, and then she goes over there and is like, oh, clearly he's over there with me now too. At no point was he still standing where he was standing when I turned around watching him stand there. Like, that annoyed me so much.
All I can say is
I kind of wish you've like, I don't know, ripped her like shin bone out or something.
Yeah.
And like her knee just connects with her ankle. Now she like has a hobble for the rest of the movie.
Never since characters in a Rob Zombie movie have I been rooting for someone to die. In which my next note after that is, why are Jennifer Aniston and this guy so damn close all of a sudden? Like they're at a diner eating. He's like, I want you to eat something. I'm worried about your health. Like you guys met.
Yeah.
6 hours ago.
Also, I get the whole like, leprechauns and like the shoes thing a little bit, but they kind of played into it way too much in this movie.
Yeah. Like,
or it didn't matter because what I had here was after he kills the guy, the pogo stick, kills the jeweler, he then shined his shoes.
Yeah.
I just said that's the equivalent of a murder reach around.
Like, you know what? People have done weird thing with dead bodies. Weirder things with dead bodies. You've seen Red Dragon. I mean, come on.
I've seen many movies that involve dead bodies. So yeah.
You've done a few things yourself. I mean,
I didn't know they were at the time.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a story I'm sticking to anyway.
Yeah, I do have written here, speaking of the shoes, that Leprechaun's got a shoe fetish to rival Quentin Tarantino's.
Yeah.
Of course, his is a foot fetish. I guess that
was a straight foot fetish. But
sorry, who would say it was? It was Hoover's.
Yeah, J. Edgar Hoover. Yeah. Also, like he was trying to shine shoes that were like velour and suede. You don't shine those.
Man, whatever shoes they had lying around, they threw at him. Whatever was in the prop department, and he did his best to try and shine those bitches up.
Even though it's just like a quick like. Then he puts it back down on the ground. You picked it up because it got dirty. You shined it and then put it back in the dirt.
It's not even a cute little quirk either. It becomes like a major thing later because that's how they escape.
Yeah, that's how they escape, by throwing a box full of shoes.
That's how Jennifer Aniston escapes, leaves everyone else to die.
That's right, yeah. That boy that she was all about. She left him for dead.
Now when the shit hits the fan, oh, there really is a leprechaun? Deuces.
We gots to go. Well, by we, I mean me.
I wonder if that was even the plan. They're like, wait, where are you going? We were going to hop in the back. Like, no, it ain't room in here. It's a Jeep. It'll fit all of us. No, I'm good.
I got a lot of stuff.
No time.
It's still here. Bye. Okay, so this part I don't remember. Put a bear trap here. Put a bear trap there. What is that?
The dime store Kevin Bacon got caught in a bear trap because like he happened to hit the bear trap in the middle of this giant lawn, the one bear trap that was placed by the leprechaun.
He placed it, okay, because I don't remember where the bear trap
fights
came
the leprechaun off while he still has it, and then they get into
that's when the gang fight started.
That's when they jumped the leprechaun into
That's when
they
jumped him into their gang, yeah, and I named him OG Lep. Yeah.
Isn't it right after that? Isn't it the point where Jennifer Aniston is still pretending there isn't a leprechaun?
Yeah, there's still no leprechaun, by the way, at this point. They've all seen it.
They've all seen it. They've all laid hands on the damn thing and fought it.
She rocked it with a brick. But no, there's no leprechaun. There's no leprechaun. It was only after he demanded his gold, they're like, oh, maybe it's a leprechaun. Yeah.
Denial's a hell of a drug.
It was just like, yeah, I will say that fight scene was beyond hilarious. Like, that's probably one of my favorite scenes of the whole movie. Old boy in a bear trap, trying to fight the leprechaun on top of him while everyone else is like hitting him with sticks. And it's like,
no, my favorite is when Jennifer Aniston decided she was just going to take a pot shot at the Cub Scouts.
I forgot she did that. Like,
so we're in the Boy Scouts? It's like, Cub Scouts, good enough.
Good enough.
Like,
it was like, well, we know you weren't either of those. with your Beverly Hills attitude. Like, I'm sorry, Valley Girl was not
her vagina.
Yeah, equal opportunity.
Well, not back then, at least. Certainly, there's not girls in the Boy Scouts back in the day.
Yeah, they wouldn't. Yeah, they wouldn't diddle the girls, would they?
I don't think they let girls had Girl Scouts. Boys had Boy
Miles
Scouts.
Got it. Okay.
No, the girls were recruited to be cookie pushers. The guys were outside and played dodge the pedophile, and the girls stayed inside and pushed cookies. What about when Leprechaun built his own Mad Max golf cart that was like tough enough to topple a truck?
Like, it was that little kid's car. Yeah, it was that little kid's thing.
No, he built it himself. He came out with his little Shriner, Mad Max Shriner car, and he had the pitchfork on the front, and he was able to knock a truck over with it.
It was
I thought it would make more sense.
It had Flintstone power. He had to pedal his feet to get it to go.
Engine on it or whatever, but with that little pitchfork on it made sense to me. I thought he was going to ram it into the side to puncture the side.
Yeah, just punch a hole through it. No, apparently a pitchfork will flip the vehicle.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, flip the vehicle.
I think it would have been funnier if it had stuck in, but the power still sent it over, but it stuck in. It just went over with it.
It just
oh shit, I think so.
Or even better yet, it went through the door, flipped up, and threw him through the window
That's what I'm
inside.
saying, yeah.
Throw him into the truck with them.
Or just catapults him like 20 yards away, snaps his neck, the mat, it's over.
Roll credits.
Roll credits. What about Jennifer Aniston's portable phone? I've got my portable flip phone.
Flip?
Hello?
I'm curious what number she called to. Well, no, she probably just put 0 to get to the operator to find a hotel.
Call 9456. We'll make catch you through.
It's like, because I mean, I didn't see a phone book anywhere around there.
No, I don't know who she was calling, but
when she's trying to book a hotel at one point in that one, it's like,
no, she was still denying.
You don't even know this state. Like you went from California to like Wyoming or Iowa or wherever they were in.
Who knows? Well, she just dialed 911. I'm sure 911 was a thing in the 90s. Yeah.
What's your emergency? I want hotel room.
There's a leprechaun.
She didn't sound like that, but
got it. You have a drug freak out. I'll send an ambulance.
It's like, wait, where are you located at? Wyoming? Oh no, there's leprechauns out there. You're on your own. Click.
Dude, they're all in Chicago. Well, the phone stops where the phone dies, and then she's still denying there's a leprechaun. And then this is what gets her turn. She picks up the phone, and then we get a recreation of the Nightmare on Elm Street tongue phone scene.
You're right.
But it's the strong hand
from the strong hand from Scary Movie 2.
Scary Movie 2, yeah.
The little baby hand comes out, like touches her face.
Yeah. Which honestly might be creepier than I might be more gross about that than the tongue. It's a borderline. Which one is more disgusting?
Well, yeah, this one is a little different because with the one in Nightmare on Elm Street, like the actual mouthpiece of the phone turned into a mouth.
Yeah.
And they had the tongue come out. This one, the hand just like reached through instead. So I think the hand reaching through is a little bit different because if I'm talking on a phone, especially one that big at that time, and I see the bottom turn into a mouth, oh, that's weird. Before it even gets a chance to lick me. But this thing, the hand comes to, I'm not going to see it because it's already right there. So it's going to be like, oh, it's touching me.
The phone is right here and something comes out. You're getting touched by it. Either it's a Freddy Krueger tongue or it's a creepy little
leprechaun hand.
So going back to when they go outside and they we're pinned down the leprechaun. They throw the shoes. Where they get I don't know where they got the shoes from.
Well, they were all Jennifer Aniston shoes.
Oh, okay.
She brought them. Yeah.
I mean, okay. They're throwing her shoes and she just cheeses it and leaves them. But then the leprechaun follows her. And then we get a scene where he's like skating behind her. We get like a wacky, like him splashing through a wall thing or a fence and leaving his outline. Why was he following her? The gold was with Ozzy.
Yeah. He knew who had the gold. He knew she didn't have it, but he still wanted to chase her instead.
You know, to be fair, if I would give him the chance between Jennifer Aniston and chubby Special Jack.
Simple Jack. Well, here's the thing. Simple Jack clearly not going anywhere, so you get your time with that one.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. But yeah, that was kind of weird. Smashing through the fence and leaving the leprechaun hole in the fence. Very Scooby-Doo like. And then of course it cuts back to them chasing each other around the hallways and stuff. Very Scooby-Doo like.
Oh yeah, there was so much Scooby-Doo in this.
There was a lot of Scooby-Doo.
No, and this. All right, let's just get down to it. Instead of describing this whole damn movie, because it's completely not worth the time to do that with. It's not a good movie. It's not a so good it's bad movie. It's the campy stuff in it doesn't make you really laugh. It's not. Warwick Davis tries to be silly and funny and over the top, goofy, and like does little rhymes and stuff that are just supposed to be ridiculous and make it silly, but like
it's mostly cringe.
None of it, yeah.
It's mostly cringe.
It's mostly cringe. Leprechaun skating, him chasing Jennifer Aniston through the hallways where she had to run in slow motion because he couldn't work the damn thing very well, and skating through.
Yeah.
The sped up him being sped up in the wheelchair and stuff. Just the effects were all.
I forgot about that.
Yeah,
I forgot about that part.
It's
a lot to take in.
Is it even worth? I'm hard pressed to say if it's worth seeing though. Like, all right, here, wrap it up. They kill him eventually. By the end, they slingshot a 4-leaf clover into his throat, and the go home action line from the kid.
That's right, from the magic clover patch that was glowing green.
Glowing green because apparently it was hit with the same meteor that turned Stephen King into Swamp Thing. as a creep show reference.
Makes sense.
You monkhead.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the kids' go home line was "fuck you, Lucky Charms," because Lucky Charms had revoked their right to use their product in the movie after they had seen the film, and they had to go back and reshoot some stuff where he eats some Lucky Charms and stuff.
You know, for a while I thought maybe Lucky Charms just didn't want to work with, you know, something like a horror movie like that. But I think what it was, they heard a few too many of those jokes and were like, nah.
Like, oh no, this movie's terrible. We don't mind the blood of the gore. This is just shit. And it is kind of shit.
Yeah.
But good news is it's St. Patrick's Day, and if you drink enough, you won't care. And honestly, it's more entertaining than watching some heavy-handed Irish movie about the IRA or some boring-ass Scottish historical flick like Rob Roy. Have you ever tried to sit through fucking Rob Roy?
No.
Holy shit, is that a slog? And I'm Scottish.
Yeah, I've never seen that one.
Oh, God. Yeah. Yeah, not much fun. And then the cops show up at the end of this film. Like, what the hell are the cops going to do? The bad guy dissolved. Like, what are you going to do?
That's how every movie at that time had to end. Is that as soon as it's resolved, the cops show up right after.
You feel comforted because the good guys are here.
Oh, good. The cops are here now. It's like, what are they going to do? Like, oh, well, what do you mean there's a leprechaun? Bye.
There's a puddle here. No one's hurt. Why would all four of us come screaming in here?
Yeah. And like they all ended like that. Every movie back then ended with a bunch of police showing up.
All right. Well, whatever.
I think they didn't know how to end it.
Do a sequel, the person from the first movie is usually in an insane asylum or something, because as soon as the cops got there, they went, yeah, Leprechaun, sure, cart this bitch off.
Oh, that makes so much more sense, actually. That's what they're there for.
Mm-hmm.
Lock up those people to put them in the sequels, so then the villain can kill them in the sequel. Mm-hmm. Like Freddy did in all the Nightmare on Elm Street movies.
Well, the main chick from, the main woman from the Chucky movie, the reason she wasn't in Chucky 2 is because she was in an asylum, because she wouldn't recant what she saw. Whereas the two cops who saw that said they didn't see it, so they didn't end up in an asylum. They made a point to say that.
See, that makes sense. That's what the cops are there for.
Yep.
Sequel fodder.
Cops are there to lock you up. Don't trust the popo.
Especially after you kill the leprechaun.
Guys, thank you so much for joining us in this edition of Ramble on Movie Reviews. That was Leprechaun. It was our special St. Pat's episode. And honestly, I'm going to need to drink my weight in Jameson and Guinness to try and get over how terrible this movie was.
Likewise. And there's still 4 or 5 more of them.
Oh God. I'm not going through those. I'm sorry. Maybe Leprechaun in the Hood or Leprechaun in Space, but
oh no, I think we've started something. We need to finish it. I'm just saying.
We'll go to the Puppet Master movie first before these.
Fair enough.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Please like, please subscribe. Man, let's go have some corned beef. And I'm going to make some Scotch eggs too.
Sounds good to me.
All right, man. Say howdy, mother, for me. I think what we need to do is find the happy medium for you between sober and
I do too.
Falling down drunk.
Yeah, me too.
Just lucid. Like just a little bit.
No, I got to find that the middle ground, yeah. Maybe half a bottle of whiskey wasn't a good idea, you know. Science.
That wasn't half a bottle, sir, that you had.
It was like 2/3. There's not that much left.
No, there is not.
I put it back there.
Yeah.
I dumped that glass out too. I was like, I don't even want to look at it. I love whiskey. We're really good. Well, no, we're not good friends. I like whiskey a lot. But
you have an Ike and Tina relationship. Drink too much, you're outside crying, seeing Rolling on the River.